What is up, Watch fam? I am Christian from Theo and Harris. Happy Saturday, Sunday, and welcome to this week's ASKTNH Live. YouTube, I am sorry we didn't publish this yesterday. We got caught up and we forgot that there wasn't a live, but we recorded it on Saturday, even though we don't usually do that. Came in clutch and saved you guys, brought you some content. So let's do that. Rolando Zerone, hola from Miami. Hola from Miami. Hola from New Jersey, Daddy-o. Can't wait to see you later on today. Before we jump into it, if you guys do not already follow us on Instagram, you should go ahead and do so right now at Theo and Harris, because that is where we host these live feeds, and you can actually ask questions. So go ahead and follow us. Okay, what do I think of the Tudor North Flag? I think that the Tudor North Flag is one of the most interesting Tudors in modern manufacture. I genuinely think that the Tudor North Flag, it was an undervalued, I mean, it wasn't a commercial success. So I think that it was an undervalued watch. It was totally underappreciated. I don't know if that was because they didn't put enough marketing steam into it or because people genuinely didn't like it. But I gotta say, I still stand behind that if I had to get a Tudor or recommend a Tudor, it would be that. You know, I think that a lot of people have designated themselves the Black Bay, which is an awesome watch. You know, there's no doubt. I really do like the Black Bay. But this North Flag has an extra level of interest. You know, it's got something like this oyster quartzy case. It has the power reserve, a pretty cool dial, unique set of hands, which I believe were from the old Rangers. I don't know. I'm a big fan of this watch. It's a little bit funky, which is not something that we are used to with modern Tudor. You know, modern Tudor really plays within the rules. They really just change the color on existing models, you know? So, and that's fine. I mean, that's cool by me, you know, but I like to see a brand pressure themselves a little bit to do better and better. So, all right, let's go into our next question here. What was it? The favorite girls' watches? What is the best watch for a girl? That is a hard question to answer. Actually, it's impossible. There is no best watch for a girl. You know, nor is there a best watch for a guy. I think that people are different and they should, you know, just buy whatever the hell they like. The best watch for Jennifer may be a Panerai. I'm not telling you anything you don't know. I'm just saying that, you know, don't just take my advice and buy your girlfriend what I told you to buy. That doesn't work that way. You know, it's not me that has to wear it. It's your girlfriend or your wife or whomever it may be. So listen, ask, show them kind of like, hey, what do you think about this? You like vintage Cartier? Or honestly, do you want a piece of jewelry and I'm imposing my, you know, taste on you? You know, which is also a whole other issue. You know, someone came to me a couple of weeks ago wanting to buy a Rolex for their wife, and I was, yeah, it was local. You know, actually this happened 3 times. So there's another guy out there that I'm not talking about you in New York. I'm talking about someone in New Jersey. It's really funny. Came to buy a watch for his wife, and he says to me, you know, back and forth. This is the watch. This is the watch. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll get that for you, no problem. It was an Oyster Perpetual grape dial. You know, and it ultimately came down to me saying, hey, if your wife doesn't want a watch, this is like $5 grand. Like, you know what I mean? If your wife would prefer a $3,000 bag, even if you think that it's ridiculous, you should buy the $3,000 bag because she's the one that it's her gift. You know, so I know I'm not telling you anything you don't know. I'm just saying it's important to not just buy for yourself. You know, you are buying for the person who has to, you know, wear and enjoy that thing. So, and wouldn't it just suck to see the $5,000 watch that you wanted your wife to enjoy to collect dust on the, you know, to collect dust on the counter while like you go into her, you know, phone, or, you know, not go into her phone, you go on the computer and you see like the bag that she wanted, you know, that's like on the desktop, you know, it's like, oh shit, you know, I really blew that. So I definitely say go for what the hell she wants. Why will Tag Heuer never be respected as a luxury watch? I think that they've got just so much baggage at this point. You know, it's hard. The Tag Heuer Link thing, which again, like if that's your watch and you like it, then good for you. But you know, that whole inexpensive quartz movement, inexpensive build all around, sold based on the back of a good brand really hurt that brand in the long run. It seemed almost as if Tudor was being, I mean, it seems almost as if Tag was being run by people that were just like cashing out of Tag. You know, so that's kind of what it seems like, and that I think hurt their brand in the long run. How can I make sure that in 20 years my watch has its loom intact and little damage? I don't think that there is a way to preserve loom over the course of 20 years. I think that modern loom is built to not decay. It's built to still work, so I don't think that that's a worry. But if you have a vintage watch, that loom will always get worse and worse. It has half-life, whether that's radium or tritium. Most of the watches don't even, most of the tritium and radium doesn't work now. So, but if it does, if it's lucky enough to, and you live long enough, you will see that die. Your son, when he inherits your vintage Datejust, that tritium will probably not work, which is not a big deal, really. I don't worry about that. To me, I very rarely have to, look at the time in the dark. I just check my phone, to be honest. All jokes aside, I check my phone. I don't love watches for the time. I love watches for the idea of time. I love watches because it's my partnership throughout my life. That's the one thing that I'm always wearing, my watch and my bracelet. That means a lot to me. But the time itself, that's not what does it for me. Sorry, guys. Heuer Camaro, yes. We sold a Heuer Camaro last week on theoandharris.com, and it was phenomenal. Truly a phenomenal watch. I think it was a reference 72200, something like that. Chocolate dial, black subdials. Anna, please put a photo of it right here. Undervalued watch, between the $5,000 and $6,000 mark. Vintage Heuer, goes way beyond that. And while I don't think that $5,000 and $6,000, would be a value prop in normal circumstances, because it's the Vouched 72, because it's by a brand that has skyrocketed in the last 10 years, to me, it's like a layup. It really is a layup. That watch was, it wasn't underpriced on our site, but it's the market for them is underpriced. I think that we priced it, perfectly, but the market for them is it's just so soft, which is so impressive. What do you like about Longa? I think that Longa is a very poetic company. I was at a breakfast sponsored by Hodinkee, actually, going back, I don't know, a year ago. That there were two people that were there. There were two executives there. One was the head of Longa in North America, and the other was the head of Chopard North America. And both Longa and Chopard make watches, right? And the really interesting kind of dialogue there was, what are your standards of quality? And have each person answer. And the gentleman from Longa, gets up there and says, our standards of quality are not compromised. And that's it. A Longa 1815 Tourbillon is finished to the same degree as an 1815 time only. They're different watches. One has a lot more in it, but ultimately, their finish quality is the same, and that to me was just so impactful. They care for each watch just as much, and then the Chopard gentleman got up there, and he didn't have a bad answer, it just was really bad next to the Longa answer. His answer was, well, every line is different, and we have some lines that, are more expensive and more luxurious, and they're better finished, and blah, 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 and then we get more approachable, blah, 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 and Longa basically says, yeah, we get more approachable too. Our 1815 is 18 grand. Our Tourbillons are a couple hundred. But we're still not compromising. Longa could leave that 1815 naked of decoration and I'm sure take off a couple $1,000s, but they won't, because that is what Longa is. So that's it. I think it's super poetic. I think that Longa is an amazing brand. I think that we should all consider it. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Live Ask TNH. It means the world that you care to chime in. If you guys do not already, please follow us on Instagram at Theo and Harris so you too can chime in over here on the live feed. I'll see you all tomorrow on Rant TNH.